All right. Number one, a couple things before we start. It's important to learn the numbers because now a lot of the world coaches, if you go to even colleges, universities, and high level academies, professionals, they don't necessarily say outside wing, they use numbers. Each number represents a position, even though people can play different positions. They can definitely be meaning something else, right? So, but the position is critical, and it's always the same when it comes to a specific
I
area.
thought I was soccer practice.
Hey guys, can you mute yourself, mate? All right. So, what's important is to understand these numbers. So, like I said, when they want to communicate with you, you can understand, and you also know what some of the other language means. For example, number nine, but there is not just number nine. Number nine, false nine. Number nine, poacher nine, target nine, mobile nine. Uh, let's just say complete nine. Those are all different types of nine. And what is nine means, we're going to come to that in a second. But each job, this is the language that pro coach is going to be using. And if you do not know the numbering system, you're going to be one step behind. And they're going to look at you like, oh, you're not a soccer guy, are you? So it's really important for you guys to learn this stuff. Okay. All right. Let's see the numbers. So obviously, originally, every team in the world used to play 4-4-2. Number two was a right back. Number three was a left back. Number four and five. Four and five stopper, maybe kind of like a sweeper, almost deeper libero. The brain of the team. Five usually is that. Six is defensive mid. It represents. Eight is box to box, usually attacking and defensively. Number 10 is an attacking midfield. Also could be right behind the forward, really high. Some people consider it forward at the time. So it was mainly that 7 and 11 are outside mids or attacking mids. Okay, so obviously your job depends on the job you do, what kind of system you play. You can actually have a little bit slightly different roles. But when somebody tells you you are number 7, you kind of got an idea. Okay, I'm either right mid or right attacking mid. Okay, if they tell you number 10, all right, I'm uh, attacking mid, but so like us, we play two tens, sometimes three tens. So if somebody uses more than 110, then you're gonna have to ask, am I closer to the left or closer to the right? But you at least get the idea you're gonna be closer to the center no matter what side. You're still gonna start from the central because you're an attacking mid. If they tell you six, six is the easiest one. You're a defensive midfield. You can still play box to box, but your number one responsibility is help the defense. Four, let's just say in our system, we play with two fours. They're stoppers. They're going to step more active. They're going to be pressuring. They're going to be stepping the shots more. And five, more of the covering and leading the defense, communicating. Number two is the wing back or right back. So if somebody tells you, we play 4-3-3 with wing backs, and you're going to play two. And now you know that you're going to be playing right side wing back. So I want you guys to kind of take a picture of this moment, understand what those numbers represent, and obviously the goalie number one always. All right. So I'm going to be going over to the next thing. Before the next thing, I have a question. Can a defender wear a number 10 jersey? Anyone? Before we move on to the next one. Can a defender wear a number 10 jersey? Like the center back? Anyone? Chino says no. Anyone else? Connor says no. All right, anyone else? All right, let me give you the answer. That is incorrect. You can wear a 10 as a number 5. Your numbers are representing where you stand, but for your jersey, you can completely wear a different number. For example, one of the best number 5s in the world, Lothar Matthäus, which played for Germany and Bayern. He was a center back, and he wore a number 10 jersey. Also, Franz Beckenbauer, one of the Germans' best player. I think Lothar Matthäus probably wore number 10 because of him. He wore a number 10 as a center back. And we actually daily work on his technique of passes, Beckenbauer. So the heel down and toe up, that hit, steady hit inside your foot pass, that's the one that we use to show you guys how to pass the ball properly. So, and number 9 can be a right back when you wear the jersey. These numbers just represents your position. So when a coach comes to you, I want you to play number 6 today. But if you're wearing 10, that doesn't matter. You're still going to play number 6. So if you're playing at number 23, where are you playing that? So it doesn't matter what jersey number you wear. But of course, for example, I'll give you an example. A lot of number 10s, true number 10s in attacking mid, they would want to wear number 10. Because most epic players that play that position wears the number 10. Number 9, a lot of players do try to wear number 9 because that represents forward. But every other position is kind of switches around. It really switches. Like 7 that was supposed to be right mid, right? But in reality, Cristiano Ronaldo wears 7 and he was playing attacking midfield on the left side. So it doesn't matter what jersey number you wear, but you do need to learn these numbers to be able to fit into any coach that you work with. They will know this and they need to know this. Okay? Any questions about this, guys? All right, let's go with the goalkeeper and the communication. We did a session like this before, but I want to review that real quick before we go on. So I want you guys to take pictures of it. If your coach is in here or some of you guys want to get into coaching one day too, this is really important. But if you're players, it's really important that you guys learn this communication. For goalkeepers, push up, no shot, slide, cover back post, man on, keep, drop, cover center. So give me an example when a goalie would say push up. If you want to unmute yourself, do it. Give me a scenario. A goalie has to say push up. Go ahead, Connor.
The goalie would have to say push up when we start a counterattack after
Okay.
they try to attack us.
Okay, or we just defend the corner kick and the ball went outside the box, right? This is the perfect time to say push up. What about no shot? What does that mean? Anyone? Go ahead, Connor.
For the defenders or the center defensive, to step to the attacker and apply pressure so they can't take a shot.
Yes, so that means that the player sees a shooter. The player sees the shooter have a point of scoring a goal, sees the whole goal or a corner, make sure that they step to that. So I've been telling my keepers to work on this. No shot is good to let him know, but you also need to call names. Like specifically, if let's just say it's Mason, let's just say is here. If you say Mason on the way of the shot, we can say Mason step. So that way, when you call Mason out, he knows exactly who needs to step. So that helps the players, who's going to step, because when you say step, the players are kind of confused sometimes. They're like, is it my step or is it his step? I don't necessarily know. So that makes it more clear for them to step. And we know we can go over all of these, of course, but one big thing that I want to say is keep. Why would a keeper say keep? When should a keeper say keep? Anyone? Connor, you guys answer all the questions. Is there anybody who has some kind of soccer knowledge here other than Connor? All right. Ashton says when the keeper is gonna hold on to the ball. Yes, very good. Mason says to let the players know it's his ball to grab. That's the best way to say it. Chino also said Eric keeper is already coming out for the ball, and he's taking initiative. Very good answers, guys. Well done. All right. So leaving that, let's go to defense. Now I want you guys to tell me what are the languages that defense should say. Like we need to all use very loud, very demanding sometimes. But what are the common languages we should be using? The most important ones. Connor, if you cannot hold yourself, you can just shift. I see. Step and cover, press and cover, pressure cover. Step, name of the player. Very good, Chino. Clear the ball. Very good. That's a good one. No bounce. Perfect. Connor says, I'll let more people answer. That's good, man. Thank you. Anybody else? Anything else? All right, let's see. The most common things these players use: two, three, four, five. It's slide, cover me, step, I step. You understand the difference, I hope. Step is telling somebody else. I step, I take initiative, you stay back, you cover me. I step means that's a cue for you to get back behind me. So if I mess that up, you cover me. So when a player says I step, you don't just say, okay, he can step. No, that's not the only thing you do. You're not just letting me step, you're also going behind me to cover me. And drop. Drop can be used two different ways: drop as a defense, or drop the ball to me. And how do we drop the ball? We drop it wide when we're in defense. We don't ever drop the ball towards the center unless nobody's there. If there is any kind of pressure, even one person, we drop it wider and spread out the other team's shape. Plus, we don't take risks on that. Man on. But I do like a couple of you guys saying clear. That's a good one. Man on, clear, those are good ones too you can use. Okay? I like these. Well done, guys. Or what about midfield? What other languages can we use in midfield? Honor, you can answer now if you want. If there's any coaches you can step into, says man on, drop, okay, check, okay, yeah, you can say check, like tell me to check in, switch the ball, Raymond says, Coach Raymond. In the game, switch, same thing by the way, guys, don't mix them up. Switch the ball, open the game. I also use other way because I know you're looking one way, but the other way is open, so I just let you know the other way. Slide, very good. Oh, Finley said switch. Well done, Finley. All right. Let's see. Man on, through, lead the players to where you want them to give the ball. Wide, you want them to go wide. So in the midfield, it goes into leading where the passes need to be going for the attacking, right? There is a little bit more intelligence kicking in now when it comes to playmaking. So you got to be more creative too. So the language like this, man on, through, wide, drop, unmarked, I love this. Not me, because I'm marked. I know I'm not a good option right now. If you're able to say, not me, not me, you are a very intelligent soccer player because you can see you're gonna cause problems. But there are unfortunately sometimes players always want the ball, but they are not having any space or time. They just want the ball to ask it, and they're being very selfish. So one of the biggest things I say when I play with players, I show them, not me, because I know I'm marked. If I open up, right here, give me the ball, right? Or wide, through. I lead them to where I am or where I want the ball to go. And it's really important that you understand that. Open the game, switch, like you guys said, over me. Why do we say over me? That's a very big common thing that needs to be happening, especially in midfield. You can be used in defense too. Over me. When do we use that? You can speak if you guys want to unmute. Over me. Anybody writing it?
This Coach Raymond
Yeah.
in Finley. Over me is implying that the ball is going up and over.
So the player has no chance to win the header. And I am aware that I'm not going to win that. So I need to make sure the players behind me are aware it's going to be their ball. All I can offer is maybe recover them, but they need to be the one winning that. Or me. So you take initiative. Chino says if your teammate is switching the game, but you're in the way, I guess you can use it like that, like kick it over me, don't pass to me kind of thing. I guess, yeah, that could work. Okay, Connor, I saw their message. Okay, so that's good. That's really good. Both of them, very useful. Thank you, guys. All right, forwards. What do you think? Communication, forwards. Take a shot. All right. I think that's what the coach is going to be yelling.
No.
But that's good. Cross. All right. What else? Stop dribbling. Yes, for some of our players, Connor, you are so correct, especially in your team. Help him. I like that. Ashton, that's very smart. Help him. Don't leave a player alone when they're dribbling to a corner and they're trying to find options. Don't leave him alone. I love that. Parker, well done. Open.
I don't know. All right.
Give him a drop.
Finley
Be
has
ready for the tap in. Okay.
Finley, go.
Through.
Ball. Or like my
Ball.
ball.
Yep. That's great. I love that. So asking for the ball or my ball? You're claiming the ball. Both. Very important. Anything else? Most common things I put here, but a lot of those answers are right. The most common language is through. I'm open, like you said, Finley. Back post here, right? It's also very much used. Man on and shoot. Very good, guys. So you guys got most of them. That was really good. So what about the bench? Isn't that interesting? All right, you got this. I like that. Man on. Yeah, you can be telling players, man on. Like Last time I asked this question, somebody said, "Hey man, I'm keeping the seat warm for you." Like, come on, ref. I love that. That's very common bench talk for sure. Uh, Play it like it's 0-0, not like we're winning. Very good. I like that. Encouraging, focusing. I love that. You're supporting the team. Very good. These are the things that you should be asking yourself. What is my position facing? So what is the issue? Like if I go in the right mid, what are they facing in the game? So those moments, if you're not in the game, are you focusing on your job? When you go in, usually you play an outside mid or a forward. Are you asking yourself that question? What can I do to make an impact? That's a question. What can I do? So that's a question you're asking the coach, right? So that's a question that goes to the coach. Find out where is our weaknesses. So you can be the strength when you go in and find out what the other team's weaknesses. Now you can use that against them. So what is my team's plan? So these things, if you ask these questions to yourself, you can make an impact player, and next game you'll be a starter because you understand how things work and you understand exactly what your role is. So what is the worst benches, guys? Is not paying attention on their phones, talking to each other, not paying attention to the game. So when they go in, they don't have the focus. They don't exactly know what's going on. They don't realize the player they're facing is fast or strong. They don't realize the weaknesses or strengths. They have no idea when they go in. So they're not prepared to go in. So you have to be prepared to go in mentally. If you don't want to spend too much time in the bench, then you need to be doing something else in the bench. Analyzing, being smart about what is coming next. Impress the coach. How do you impress the coach? You can hear the coach. You're right beside the coach in the game. He's complaining about something. He's like, I can't believe we're not, releasing the ball quick enough. I can't believe he didn't drop it wide. I can't believe we didn't switch the ball quick enough. You're hearing everything coach is asking on the sidelines. You have an advantage, but what do? You're on your phone. You're talking about, did you see that kid in school? He did this. Who cares? If you want to be a soccer player, focus on the game, focus on what the coach is saying, ask questions. That's your time to shine in the bench. Those players becomes solid starting lineup players if they get to use that bench time to learn something. Because you might actually learn a lot more than players in the field. Just like we did a coaches clinic, we gave some assignments to the coaches. The first ones to go, and then they get reflection about from other coaches and me, and then each time they get up to speak, it got better and better because they get to see what the starting lineup is doing, and they're coming from the bench and they're doing better and better because they paid attention. So that's the exact same thing coming from the bench for you guys. I hope that makes sense. That's a big point. I hope you all listen to that. All right. I'm going to show you guys something else, if you don't mind, everyone. Let me just get out of this craziness up there first. Okay. So I'm gonna go to the positional knowledge for you guys. Let me go back. I know you can't see it yet. I'm aware of that. Tell me if you guys can see it right now. All right. So this is very detailed. So I'm gonna have to make it probably big for you guys. Goalkeepers. This is the US soccer's expectations. I'm gonna go to the make this bigger for you. Attacking. This is how detailed what is expecting attacking and defending for a goalkeeper at the highest levels. Amazing, isn't it? So you set up principles and sub-principles, right? You are seeing what your main objective is and sub-objectives. Like you need to be making these things. So every time you're trying to do let's just say playing through, it needs to be a calculated risk pass, breaking the lines if possible. But if it's not possible, is it worth the risk? That's what that means. So then you play safe. So what are the safe options for a keeper at that point? Clear it over wide. I would not clear it to the center. Okay. If I'm gonna nonsense clear it, I'm gonna go wide because especially in our system, we're gonna always have wide options, right? So it's important that we have, even when we're gonna just boot it, we need to boot it with some kind of plan. Or a short pass to the closest player could still have a risk factor there, right? Especially the pressure is so close. So you need to make the judgment at that point yourself. Playing around, supporting, look at these subjects. If you want to take a picture of that, you can. I'm going to move it a little bit this way to see defending. I think it's pretty amazing, actually, to be honest, like to read this stuff, just the thinking process, what the highest level keepers have to go through. When you think keeper, playing the ball and stuff, you don't think much. But these are the expectations. This is what's given to them. I think it's very fascinating to me to see that any kind of licensing, A, pro license, they have to go through this too. B, C, they have to go through this as well. I mean, not C maybe, but B for sure. Attacking, defending, there is some more responsibilities there. Look at this. Initiating the counter attack. Last week, Regis gave an assist in our semi-pro game to Travis. He saw that opportunity in the center back. They were not recovering. They kept the high defense, and Travis was last man. He put that ball, and we've been working with Travis to put his body in front of the, once he's on side, put his body in front of the defender and block him from running in. Use that pressure coming from behind to get momentum. And he did that. He stole the ball, beat the keeper with a move, and scored the goal. And that assist came from the keeper. So initiating this attack came from him. That was for the keepers. And then a semi-pro keeper just came in now, missed the whole keeper section. But we're going to move on to something else now. A fullback. Right back, left back, wing backs, fullbacks. Those are the same language, same position, right or left back. So look at what the expectations are. How do they support? What are the expectations for the player? Like reading the opponent's pressure. Observe and analyze position of the teammates and opponent players. I always say this. What do I say? For me, my coach used to say, find the other team first. And then you can easily find the open players of your own team. Don't find your own players first, because when you do that, you just see the first person you see try to pass, but you're not aware where the other team is. So that player might be under high pressure, or he doesn't necessarily see the next ball. But once you see the other team first, then you see your players, both of them, you can make better decisions with the ball. And that's when a lot of you guys fail. And when you're going to make consistently good decisions, you're failing that. Are you failing every single time? No, we're not saying that. But if you want to be 80%, 90% success with your passing, then you need to be aware of your where the other team is and where your teammates are. I would say, again, my coach gave me that, and I've been very good at passing when I still play with them. And I make sure I see the other team first. And that's been carrying on with my soccer. And it's been really helpful. Let's go another example. Play through. This is attacking, right? Play through. Diagonal pass forward. Play calculated risk pass. Again, we need to calculate the risk factor because you're possibly playing center mid. You lose that ball, it's a counter attack in transition. The most dangerous attack from any team that you're going to face is when you lose the ball in that transition, because we are off balance. That's the easiest way to score a goal. That's why in the modern game, the pressure is so important, guys. Like people don't realize, I always hear this thing in America. Well, some people are just defending and just long balls and direct balls and this and that. We should all play like Barcelona. We can't. Not everybody has the same skill level. And even Barcelona cannot play Barcelona right now. They changed their system because they don't have the players for it. So they have to be different. For a while, 3-4 years in a row, the biggest team in the world after Barcelona's reign ended, it was Liverpool. And let me just tell you this, Liverpool does not play from the back and play short passes, cute passes. They play direct to wide and a counter very fast. And this is how they were the best team in the world for 3 years in a row, maybe 4. And they are very direct team. They're counter-attack team. They're a defensive team when it comes to losing the possession, high pressure, and then they pull back. But I can tell you this, they are not a possession team. They can possess the ball when they want to, but they're not a possession team. So what your team has is how you guys want to play. And also the coaches, we cannot all play possession. If you do that and you don't have the players, you're just going to look bad. Bottom line, and you're not going to get the results. You're going to be just celebrating, oh, we completed 5 passes, but we lost 4-0. Like, I rather win 1-0 with however I win, because that's the mentality of the game. What is the perspective of the game? What is the purpose? Winning the game, scoring goals, and not getting scored on. So you need to do both parts, and you do need to realize sometimes your team will never be Barcelona if you don't have the players for it, especially. Your team never will be playing like Atletico Madrid if you don't have the type of players. So you cannot be just saying, "Oh, this team, Manchester City is so good," but look, they lost 2 players from their lineup, and they are losing every single game, and they lost so many games. They're not in the title race anymore after so many years of winning it or being in top 2. So it's important. These things are important. Keep checking these. I'll show you the other side too, defending side. Responsibilities over 2 and 3. If you want to take a picture of it. So wing backs, if you have a wing back here, these are things you can kind of look at too as well, okay? You guys are very late, so you missed a lot of information at the beginning. But we're just showing what the US top levels expected from our players. 4 and 5. Let's go to them. Attacking. Let's just focus on 4 and 5 defending first, actually. Raymond, is there anything that speaks to you from any of these subjects for the defender, like organizing and leading, anticipating and preventing threats, maybe? And which one do you like the most as a coach?
On the defending side, the wingbacks 1v1 is very key because most of the attacks are coming from the outside.
Yep.
I spend a lot of time on prepping my wingbacks.
That's good. So that's the philosophy, right? Especially when you're getting attacks from outside. And in our system, when we play 3-back, that's pretty much the only way they can attack us, because we don't really give a lot of space in the center. We are very packed in the center area. What else, guys? Like organizing and leading, I think, is a good subject. That creating and maintaining a compact defensive block, that means that you need to be telling people to push up, shift, hold the line, drop off at the same time. Those things are critical. Push up, shift, hold the line, drop off, back up, back up, back up, back up. We don't give too much space. So for our system, there is one thing we use a lot. The second thing, third thing, and the thing we do not want to use. Tell me which one. Tell me the most important thing for our system. There is one of them we do not want to use. We do use it in moments, but we do not want to use really most of the time. Let's just say it that way. Anyone? All right, coach. I guess you're coming in.
In your system, zonal defending.
So drop off, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, drop off, good. And push up also we use. Shift we use. But drop off, I'll say number one. Push up, number two. Shift. Hold the line is not our thing. I know a lot of coaches use this, but we do not do offside trap. Offside trap is not something we do. So it's very risky. It's less consistency with the players. You can teach it. But if one person doesn't do their job, you're counting on that person for the whole team to suffer for that. I don't like that. So I don't personally like it, and our systems usually don't allow it. And offside trap can cause a lot of easy goals. Now, when we play with three-back system, we do have a one deep guy, number 5. So it's not really smart to do the offside trap when you have one guy who's going to be covering everybody. We don't do it like a sweeper so deep, but he's slightly deeper than everybody else. So offside trap will not be a good thing for us. I hope that makes sense to you guys. All right, let's go with the attacking side from center backs. Oh, this is a problem for us. There is one thing that is a big problem for us. Can you guess which one? Let's go with these ones, the main objectives. Anybody want to say which one out of these, all these, that I think we struggle the most? There's two things actually that is related. Come on, guys. All right, I guess I'll speak because we don't have enough coaches in here, and I don't want Raymond to do it all himself. So, supporting, playing, and moving forward, big problem. Players, unfortunately, when they pass the ball, they just want to still stay back almost, just in case we lose the ball. You cannot think that way. You're gonna step up because you could be the drop player again. Like I try to encourage this when I play with my players. When they pass to me, sometimes I drop it one touch back, and if they stay too deep, that becomes a problem for us. But they need to get used to this moving up thing. And sometimes I do that on purpose so I can put them in that spot. Because it's important that a 6 can always drop it back one touch to a center back that is stepping up. So center back looking forward can release the ball to space. I hope that makes sense. All right, guys, I'm not going to cover all of them. We can cover later too. This is 6, 8, 10, what they're going for. These are like their subjects. I'll make it a little smaller. I know it's going to be harder to read now, but main subjects you could probably see for center mids, defending wise, what attacking wise, what are the responsibilities at pro levels. So I'm going to tell you this. So these languages right here, right? So the pro assistant coaches, when before a player comes to the game, they give the player where they are in the map or the field map, and then they will use, okay, you are going to be defending crosses and penetrate and shots, and defending crosses, support the fullback and deny crosses, and clear the ball no risk mentality. Those are your responsibilities, defensively and attacking. These are the things I want from you. Let's just say receiving and turning, moving into space, and provide passing options between the lines. Now the professional player is seeing this. Okay, these are my number one focuses. All right, coach, let's go. So that's what they're gonna give them, that kind of language. So are we gonna be ready for that? You have to learn this stuff too. So you can find these things, position profiles, U.S. soccer position profiles. I'm sure that you can find this file. And wide forwards, 7 and 11s are here too. You can find all these responsibilities. We kind of talk about it in the tactical map. I've done it many times for our system. But if you wanted to learn the language, you can find these. It's a good resource for you guys to learn. All right. We're going to have a short session unless you guys have some questions. Go ahead, ask. Anyone? I'll wait about 30 seconds. Hopefully you're writing, or if you want to raise your hand, you can ask a question. Omar, I'm not even sure you're here.
Hey, coach, this is Dwayne. I've been driving for the last like 40 minutes.
Okay.
I just got home. So,
Okay.
all right.
Eric, go ahead.
I was just wondering, Deji, is it a priority for you? Because I know a lot of coaches like to do this, where a player, even if you give them a role at the beginning of a game, for them to understand the role of like a position in front or to the side of them that they can take up later in the game, or do you prefer to have a player just stick to their numbers role for the entirety of the game?
Depends. I mean, if I feel like I'm gonna ask something else from you, I will tell you. But usually when I will say is, okay, you're gonna go for 7. I will say you're gonna play 2. You're gonna be switching that player, or you're gonna take out this player, you're gonna take over. So if I'm not saying more than that, I'm not expecting a lot more. But I usually, like, for example, like last game, when I was subbing in, who was it? Edgar. I talked to Edgar that I want to make sure he understands that if he's not closing the 6 line, like cutting the 6 pass, he needs to pull back the offensive line. For example, I'm giving an example, right? So I need to also, when I'm subbing a player, like, and then I'm going to put Anthony as a forward, I tell Anthony, contain your energy, find your moments to press, make sure that we are not going to be full pressure the whole game. You're already tired. You already played the rest of the game, but you're changing your role now as a 9. So you need to make sure you contain your energy. But make those diagonal runs if you're coming from the wide lanes. Make sure if you're coming from the back, make those diagonal runs behind the attacking mids. And like stuff like this, I think communication is important in the moments, but I will not say more and confuse you more unless I have something specific from you, if that makes sense. I hope I understand you correctly. So
No, yeah, that makes sense. So so you would never say like to a number 9, for example, if like you see the number 10 not doing their job, cover for them, you would prefer for them to just stick in the role, and then if like the 10 doesn't cover.
Yeah. I would ask specifically if I see something, but like if I don't ask it, don't do it, man, because that's just gonna throw us all off.
Okay. Yeah.
So then, because I'm not prepared for you to do that, that means that guy is still trying to do his thing, and then you guys are filling the same space, which is making us not having last man up there, which is allowing their defenders to step up even more. So we are in a crowd now.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Macy is asking, can you switch your position number during the game? It depends on what the coach is asking. Because sometimes I see our 6s turn into 8s and 10s. Oh yeah, like depends. Like 6 can attack. That doesn't mean he's not a 6. It's just his responsibility is when we lose the ball, he needs to come back, or he needs to be out of the 8 and 10. He needs to be the deepest option. 10 needs to be the furthest option. 8 needs to be in between. So those are the responsibilities. You can all three center mids can attack, but 6 just needs to be deeper than everybody else. However, if number 6 sees an opportunity to go forward, then 8 can cover him, and 8 can become 6 at that point, and 6 can fill that gap, and that's going to be very confusing for the other team's defense for him to come. So you can switch positions like that in the moment, not for a while, just in the moment. Anything else?
Hey, Dodgy. One thing about that switching that I do a lot with my players is my outside mids in the game and in the moment. If one is struggling on one side, then I'll ask them to just go ahead and switch and see if they can find success on the other side instead of pulling them off the field.
Yeah, I mean, that could happen if they're dealing with a really fast, strong winger, and the player you have there is maybe more offensive, and he doesn't necessarily know how to defend well, and that guy is causing a lot of problems to you, so you can switch sides for sure. Yeah, like I even do, I tell my center mids, because like in UPSL, we don't have unlimited subs. So I tell my number 6, the defensive mid, when he's tired pressing, switch with one of the center backs and put them in that gap in the game. It's fine. But we usually choose which one is going to step. We kind of talk about that too. So we need somebody who's kind of have some kind of experience playing midfield to be the first one to step. And then the 6 will rest in the back. The least amount of running in this system is the center backs. Everybody else in this system is going to be working really hard. So if you could even be slightly out of shape as a center back and still survive in a 3-back system. But you cannot be surviving if you're out of shape and you're playing like 11, 7, 2, 3, number 10, number 9, you cannot survive. 6 maybe, 4, 5, yes, but 2, 3, 9, definitely not. Our 9 is doing a lot of movement behind defensive line. So you have to be in shape. So sometimes I get this, coach, when I get the ball, I can score. Yeah. Well, we don't, yeah, that's great, but we do press. That's one of our things. So if I have a goal scoring forward, then I need to change the way that we press. That is maybe lazy. Then I need to be changing it to something else. Maybe 2 forwards. Or I'm using it as like a false 9 or a target forward. Then my pressure is going to change. But right now, like my semi-pro team, we press and we go Guardiola style when he goes to counterattacks from coming back from the back. We have attacking midfielders checking in, clear the space on the wide, and then number 9 makes a run behind them to that space, fills that space, a quick, easy counterattack. And that's how we scored and created so many chances in the last game too. But thank God other coaches cannot read that. Both Snohomish United coaches, by the way. Yeah. Good coaches. I'm not saying, but it's, yeah. All right. Anything else, guys? Good stuff. Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Good information. I know it's kind of boring, this session, but I think it's really good information for you guys to learn these things. More you get familiar with these, better for you guys and your future. Okay. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Dodgy.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye, guys.